Hello and welcome back to another edition of Fair Fight North Carolina. And once again, our distinguished subject matter expert slash host, Scott Peoples. A little more rustic this week, but unfortunately, in the latest episode of As the World Turns, North Carolina edition, another play for power that seems on the surface to be unconstitutional. Scott, can you give us a little bit more?
Absolutely. Thank you, Bobby. This story kind of came on the heels right after the Jefferson Griffin Allison Riggs saga, which got a ton of national news. But it was another just extreme partisan power grab by the North Carolina State Legislature, which is run by the Republicans, that unfortunately hasn't got as much national news, and honestly could be the most consequential lame duck power grab in recent memory in any state. So to kind of give you the context, in North Carolina for the last 125 years, the way that the State Board of Elections or elections are run here, we don't, like most states, it's run through the Secretary of State's office, but in North Carolina, whoever wins the governor's office gets to appoint a panel of 5 people that are run the State Board of Elections. And which party wins the governorship, it tilts 3 people from that party to 2 from the minority party. And ever since 2016, when the Democrats took back the governor's office with Roy Cooper beating Pat McCrory, the Republican legislature has been on a just total march trying to get the State Board of Elections power back against the will of the people. So they tried in 2016 to appoint that to the state legislature, that power, and it was struck down in the courts. And then in 2018, they actually put it on a constitutional amendment where the voters can vote for it, which is the most democratic way. They wanted, you could either vote keep that power with the governor or shift that to the state legislature. And that passed to keep it with the governor 62% to 38%, which is a total landslide in a state like North Carolina. But of course, the Republican legislature does not want to listen to the will of the people, and they want to, assume power in any way they can. So they've been at it, but unfortunately in 2024, or fortunately for democracy, Josh Stein, won that election, and everyone going into the voting booth thought the winner of the governor's office would still keep that power over the State Board of Elections. But in a lame duck session, which is after the November election and before the new people that won the election in November are seated in January, they called a special session and tied this vote to recovery for the Hurricane Helene out here. And so they forced the Democratic legislators to vote for recovery for people in the hurricane, but also to switch that power from the governor to the state auditor. No other state in the country uses the state auditor in any way, shape, or form to run elections, so it makes absolutely no sense. The only reason they chose that is because the Republicans won that seat, and they hadn't won that seat since 2010. So if they thought it made sense for the state auditor to run elections, they could have been doing that in the last 10 years when it was run by a Democrat. But of course, it's all for them just to run the office through the Republicans, so they can run elections as they see fit. So completely anti-democratic power grab.
So what you're telling me is they're doing this accordion thing of, if it's our governor, give them all the authority, and if it's not our governor, take everything away. That seems to be, childish among other things, but most importantly, undemocratic and un-American.
And the state auditor, his name's Dave Bullock. He ran about, that position more than anything should be completely nonpartisan. And that's how he ran. But as soon as that power was shifted to him, he immediately appointed completely partisan. It's supposed to, people that run these State Board of Elections are supposed to be people that have run, county elections in the past. Right now, the executive director was the former general counsel for the Republican House leader, and then just completely political operatives that they've named to run the election. So what North Carolina voters can expect in 2026 are less early voting days, probably no Sunday voting, no same-day registration. We've actually been a pretty good model for how to run elections over the last decade or so comparatively to other states. And our legislature doesn't care. It's, they cry foul. They follow Trump's big lie BS. And so now the voters it's on us to go out and come out en masse to, fight against this voter suppression.
Well, there you have it, folks. Once again, a naked power grab to actually make it more difficult to vote and to restrict the voice of the people in North Carolina. And as we've said before, North Carolina seems to be the lab for the greater United States of America. So pay close attention. We will here at Fair Fight, North Carolina. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.